Permission. Okay, so let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have learned about how we can create our AWS account, and then we have discussed about how we can create our Windows EC2 machine. In today's session, we are going to learn about how to create a Linux virtual machine. But before starting on this particular topic, any question anyone have, please let me know. Anyone have any question? Okay. Look like no one has any question. If anyone have any question, you can please raise your hand. Okay. So let's start with the today's topic where we are going to learn about how to create a Linux EC2 machine. Now, process is same. There is no change in the process. The process which we have followed in our previous session to create a Windows machine. Same process we have to follow to create our Linux virtual machine. So the only thing is, in previous session, we are selecting a Windows one. Here we are selecting the Linux file. Okay, so let me change first to Mumbai region because we are going to create this EC2 machine in Mumbai region. Click on EC2. Click on instance. And you can see, are we able to see that instance which we had did in previous session? No, we are not able to see here. Why? Because it is deleted and after a few minutes, it is completely going to remove from here. So click on launch instance. First of all, we have to give the name. I give the name as Linux 310. So we are following the same process. First, we have to give the name. Second, we have to select our AMI. In previous session, we have selected a Windows one. In today's session, we are going to select the Amazon Linux. If you want to, while practice, you want to go with Ubuntu, Red Hat, Sushi, you can try with those also. I'm just going with Amazon Linux. And under Amazon Linux, also we have a different versions we are getting from their side. Also, like in Windows, we have 2022, we have 2019, we got. There also we have it. The same in Amazon Linux also we have. And by default, it is they are giving us Amazon Linux 2023 AMI, and this one is coming under our free tier eligible. Now, in previous session, we have discussed it to create any of the EC2 machine, we need these 4 details. So same here also, we need the same details. So EMI we have selected as a Amazon Linux. So now we have to select CPU and RAM. So again, I'm going with one CPU and 1 GB of the RAM because system is by default selecting a type called T2.micro, and T2.micro is coming under our free tier, eligible in Mumbai region. So we already have it. Since type T2.micro, we can go with that. Next, we need to select a key pair. In previous session, we have discussed it key pair. Key pair is a combination of two keys, public and private one. Public key is getting stored in cloud platform and private key is going to download in our local machine. Can I use existing key pair which we have created in previous session? This one. Yes, if I want to use, I can use that also. There is no restriction we have right now that I can't use this one. There is no restriction. Whatever the one we are using for Windows, the same one we can use for Linux also. But I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to create a new key pair. And what is the name I'm giving to my key pair is? And we have to select a type called PEM, create key pair. I'm saving that PEM file. Scroll down. In previous session, we have discussed it to connect our Windows machine. It is mandatory to enable a port number called RDP and the port number is 3389. That's mandatory. Same way, if I talk about in Linux, if you want to connect a Linux machine, we have to enable a port number called SSH. Anyone knows the port number for SSH? Please confirm in the chat box if you are aware of that. Okay, I got few answers. Those are correct. Now I got few incorrect answers also. The correct answer is 22. So for SSH, the port number is 22. So scroll down. You can see by default, they have enabled that port number SSH. Like in previous session, they have by default enabled the port number for Windows, RDP, and for Linux, they are automatically enabling the port. So again, what we are doing we are creating a security group here. And by default, the name they are taking is launch wizard -2. So edit, I don't want to use this name. I want to give my proper name. Now, why I want to give a proper name so we can use the same security groups in our upcoming session. It's not mandated in every single session we have to create a new one. No, we can use our existing one also. But right now I can't use the existing one because in that one we have enabled RDP port number and RDP port is required for Windows, not for Linux. And SSH port is required for Linux. So I can't use the existing one. So that's why we are creating a new one. And here you can see the port range is 20. Source type anywhere, it means we can connect to this particular machine from any part of the world. Now, in previous session, when we're creating a Windows machine, by default, they are giving us 30 GB. But for Linux, they are giving us the minimum is 8 GB they are giving us. How much of free quota we are getting it for per EC2 machine for this volume? 30 GB. 30 GB is the maximum of free quota we are getting it for per EC2 machine. So if I want to go with 30 GB, I can do that. They will not charge me any extra amount. I can do that 30 GB here. But minimum is 8 GB is required for Linux machine and 30 GB is required minimum for Windows machine. Without less than that, you can't create that particular machine. Now, and there we have advanced details. That advanced details we are not discussing right now. We'll discuss in our upcoming session. And how many machines I want to create? One. EMI, this one, instance type, tt.micro, security group, we are creating a volume, 8 GB. And here also we can verify name, EMI, instance type, key pair, we have created a new one. VPC details we are not disturbing right now. So as it is default, which I'm getting, we are keeping it for now. Security group, we are creating a new one where we are enabling only one firewall rule, SSH port. 8 GB. Now click on launch instance. Done. We are able to create our Linux virtual machine, Linux EC2 machine we are able to create. Now, is just creation of Linux EC2 machine our work is completed? No. What we need to do now? We have to connect to this particular machine. But to connect to this particular machine, we need some tool. Like in previous session, to connect our Windows machine, we have used remote desktop connection. So same way to connect our Linux machine, we need some tool. The tools are called as terminals. There are hundreds of terminals we have it in market. I'm going to use a terminal which is very commonly used in market is called as putty. If you know any other terminal you want to use it, it's completely up to your wish. You can use that also if you know how to use it. If you don't know, whatever I'm teaching you, just practice with that. But before showing you how to download and from where we get that putty terminal, any question anyone have, please quickly raise your hand. Yes, Drew.
All right, sorry to quickly take you back. When we were choosing the key pair, we used the existing key pair. So I think, I'm not sure if you said that yesterday, that .pem is mainly for Windows.
I
Does it
didn't
also?
say I didn't say that PEM is only for Windows. I said that PPK is for Linux. But I didn't say that PEM is only for Linux. Yes, I remember
Oh,
in last session I said that PPK is for Linux, but I didn't say that PEM is only for Windows.
okay. So what if the first machine we created, the first instance we created is Linux? Can we reuse that same one for Windows? Will it work?
Yes, the same
Okay.
PEM file I can use for Linux also, same PEM file I can use for Windows also.
Okay. All right. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Anyone have any more question? Okay. No more question. Let's continue. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to download the terminal to connect to this particular machine. So just go on Google's the search download putty. When we search download putty, the website which we are getting on number 2, we need to go to that particular website. And here we are getting putty.com. .exe. So as per your system requirement, whatever system configuration you have it, you need to download the putty file. This is my system configuration, 64-bit one. I'm downloading. Done. So I'm able to download the putty.exe. Now, one important point. Putty does not support PEM file. Putty does not support PEM file. So, but I have a PEM file. How can I connect to this machine? We have to convert this particular PEM file into PPK. From PEM to PPK, we have to convert. So, can I convert by using this putty, the terminal which we have downloaded? No. By using this terminal, I can't convert PEM into PPK. We have a one more software name called puttygen.exe. We have to download that one. So it means you have to download putty.exe, and from the same website, you have to download puttygen.exe. So as per a system requirement, just click here. Here we are. Here I got both the exe file in our local machine. Usually what we are doing it in Windows machine, if you want to use any software, we have to install it. Like I want to use Google Chrome, I have to install it. But do we need to install these two? No. We don't need to install it. I can just double click on it. It opens. So I can use it. So the first step, what we need to do it is we have to convert this PEM file into PPK. This PEM file, we have it. We have to convert into PPK. Now, I'm requesting you to please see my screen very, very carefully. Because if you are doing any mistake, 110% sure I'm telling you, you can't connect to this machine. Because the steps which I'm going to follow needs to be exact, correct. Any single mistake, you can't connect to this machine. So please see my screen very carefully. Now you have to open Puttygen. Double click on Puttygen, it get open. Here we have two buttons enabled, generate and load. Don't click on generate. Click on load. Go to our 310 batch. I'm not able to see any file here. Why? Because it is looking for which file? PPK. But do we have any PPK file in our folder? No. We have a PEM file. So what we need to do? We have to change this PPK to all files. Now here I'm able to see. Select our PEM file. Click on open. Click on OK. So the first step, what we have done, we have load our PEM file. Now what is the second step? We have to click on save private key. Don't click on generate. Don't click on save public key. Don't change any settings. Nothing, you have to do that. The first step is you have to load your PEM file. And the second step is you have to click on save private key. Click on yes. Now give the name of your PPK file. Now PPK file, they're generating it. Give any name, whatever the name you want to give. I'll give the same name as my PEM file name. So I can easily identify the PPK file which I have. This PPK file is for that specific PEM file. Done. So we are able to convert our PEM file into PPK file. These steps are very, important. If you have done any mistake in this step, you will get an incorrect PPK file. And when you're trying to correct to this machine, you will get some error message there. Do you want me to repeat these steps? I can repeat it. Please confirm in the chat box if you want me to repeat it. Okay, I'm repeating these steps again. So first of all, I'm deleting this PPK file. This is last time I'm repeating. I'm not going to repeat again and again because we have to move forward also, guys. So please, I'm again requesting you, please see my screen very carefully. So double click on Puttigen, click on load, go to your folder wherever you have put that particular PEM file. You need to specifically go to that folder also. It doesn't mean that you have uploaded somewhere and you're looking from somewhere else. That's not possible. You make sure you are in the same folder. And then you have to change it to all files. Because by default, it is looking for a PPK and I don't have a PPK file. So we have to change from PPK to all files. Now select your PEM file. Open, click on OK. Next, save private key. Click on yes. Now you can give any name. It doesn't mean that you have to give the same name. You can give any name. You can give your name also here. But why I'm giving same name? I'm removing the PEM extension. Name is same, but extension is different. Why I'm giving same name? So it's easy for me to recognize that the PEM file which I have, for this PEM file, I have this PPK file. That's why I'm giving the same. If I give something else, might be in future I forget it. That this is the my PPK for that specific PEM file. So this is I am doing for my convenience. When you're doing practice, it's up to you how you want to give the name to your PPK. You can do that. It's not mandatory to give the exact name, but it's for our convenience. We are giving the same name. Save. So we are able to convert our PEM file into PPK file. Now, next step. Next step, what we need to do, we have to connect to this particular machine. To connect to this particular machine, we have to open putty. So we are able to open the putty. It is asking for host name or IP address. Asking for host name or IP address. So select your machine, click on connect, go to SSH client. Here we are getting example. You don't need to copy the full example. You have to copy from EC2 till the last one. Copy, paste here. So we have give the host details here. Next step, I need to link my PPK file. To link my PPK file, we have to click on this plus button for SSH. Then we have to click on plus button for auth. Then we have to click on credentials. So first click on plus button for SSH, then auth, then credentials. The first option which we are getting here we have to upload our PPK file. So click on browse. This is 301 batch, change it to 310. Here I'm able to select. Click on open, click on open, click on accept. And you can see here, we are able to connect to our Linux machine. So this is how we can connect to our Linux EC2 machine with the help of putty. Now, what we have done here, we have converted our PEM file into PPK file. Yes, we have converted, but in AWS, we already have an option that I can directly generate a PPK file. Then why I'm going with the PEM file? How to generate a PPK file by using AWS account? That's the next topic we have it. But there are some reasons we have why I have generated that PEM file by using AWS account, not a PPK file. Those reasons we will discuss in our upcoming session, because those reasons are very important. Very, very important. Because if you are not generating a PPK file by using AWS account, there are some reasons you can't connect to your machines. In some options you can't connect to your machines. We need a PEM file in some cases also. In some cases, we don't need PPK file to connect to our machine. So what are those cases? We will learn. And in the next example, I'm going to show you how to generate a PPK file by using AWS accountants. So if anyone have any doubt that why we are converting PEM into PPK directly by using puttigen, why we are not generating directly from AWS account, definitely that particular answer you will get in upcoming sessions. And how to generate by using AWS account PPK file, we will learn in the next example. Now let's come to our PPT. So we are able to download putty and puttigen. We are able to convert PEM into puttigen, PEM file to PPK using puttigen. And we are able to connect to our machine. Now there is one more way we can connect to our machine. So let me close this putty and reopen again. Now earlier we go to SSH client tab. We have one more tab on the left hand side, EC2 instance connect. Here we have public IP. So note down this public IP. I'm entering the pub because it is saying enter hostname or IP address. Earlier we have entered host details. Now we are entering the IP address. Now select a PPK. Same process to select a PPK. Click on open. Click on accept. Now it's not automatically logging. In previous one, which we have seen in just few minutes before, when I just click on accept, it automatically get logged in. But now it is asking for login as, means username. Now what's the username? Here I'm able to see the username. And every different operating system have a different username. We are using Amazon Linux. For Amazon Linux, we have a default username, EC2-user. So you need to come to this particular option to check what's the default username for that particular EMI. Means whenever you're creating a machine with the help of EMI, you can get that particular information. And in my PPT, there is one link I have already given it. So once I'll upload, you will get that link also. There you will get the complete list of default usernames they have for that specific EMI. You will get for Amazon Linux, what is the one, for Ubuntu, which one we have. For Windows, we have already seen it. So that list you will get once I'll upload this PDF. So we have to enter our username, EC2-user, and press enter. So here we are able to connect to our Linux EC2 machine. Now, any question anyone have, please let me know. Yes, Aditya.
Yeah, hi, good evening. So,
Good evening.
this is very first session for me. Uh, so, I have a question. Like here, we have created a standalone machine, and uh, there is a username and password, right, for accessing
Sorry,
this standalone
sorry to
machine.
interrupt. There is no password we have here. There's a PEM
Sorry,
file we have.
I mean username. For password, we have PPK file, right?
Correct.
Yeah, but in real world, we are accessing through our credential. Like if we have AD, then we are accessing through our credential, which is created in AD. So how that is getting integrated with AWS?
By using Active Directory service.
No, not Active Directory service. For example, in real world, we have our own credential, right? And through that own credential, we are just
So
giving
you
the
have to
uh,
create username, Aditya. You have to create users in Linux machine. How to create users in Linux machines, we are going to learn in upcoming session.
okay, okay.
So you have to create users in Linux machine, and then you have to link the particular PEM file with that user. You want
Uh-huh,
to link a same PEM file, you can link a same PEM file
uh-huh.
which you have for your EC2-user, or if you want to link
Mhm.
a separate PEM file, you can create a separate PEM file and link that particular PEM file to that user. So both things are possible.
So again, you are talking about creating a local account, right?
I'm talking about creating a user in EC2 machine. I'm not talking about creating a user in AWS account. In
No, no,
AWS account also, we can I
Mhm.
complete first?
Yeah, yeah,
Or you want
please.
to continue?
No, no,
Because
please.
both
Go
are interrupting each other, no one able to understand each other. So better
ahead.
one
Right, right.
person continue first. You want me to continue? Should I continue?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I'm talking about creating a user in EC2 machine. Yes, we have an option. We can create users in our AWS account also. We are going to learn about both the things. How to create users in AWS account also means right now we have already learned it, but that's a root user. We have to create IAM users also. We will learn those also. How to create users in EC2 machines. Those also we are going to learn in upcoming session. Now you can continue.
Yeah. So what I was asking that if we have 100 of EC2 machines, right? So on 100 of EC2 machines, we have to create our users.
Yes, we can create it. Or there's one tool we have called Ansible. With the help of Ansible, you can create users in all the machines in one single go also.
Okay.
There is a
All
tool we
right.
have in market in Ansible. That tool you will, if you
Mhm.
join in upcoming session, DevOps training, in DevOps training, you will learn
Mhm.
that tool. That's a DevOps tool. So
Okay.
here I'm not going to show you that one. I'm going to show you how to create one by one. But if you want to
Mhm.
create in one single go in 100 machines, you can create in one single go also by using Ansible.
Okay.
Okay, whatever you're saying, it
Yeah.
is possible.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right. So that
any more
account
question?
will be locally on the EC2 machine, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So second question is that in real world we are not using local account, right? In real world we are using AD accounts. So how
Yes.
that will get integrated?
So for that one, you have to learn that particular service. There are services we have in AWS. In AWS also we have
Mhm.
Active Directory service, which is not part of associate, it's part of professional level. In the next level, we have it Aditya, after that.
Okay.
So those are
Okay.
services we have. Definitely, everywhere that
Mhm.
services is required, but that needs to be come to that service. If you know that service, then it can be possible. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Now, what I'm going to do it is, now I'm going to terminate this particular EC2 machine. So we have already learned in previous session how to terminate, select our machine, terminate, terminate. And here I have given some error messages. While practice, if you get any of the error message, timeout error or no supported authentication method available error, if you get this one, I have already given the useful link. You have to check these two links if you get any of the error and resolve your issues. So you don't need to contact me for these two error messages. And if you are using Mac operating system, you can't use putty. You can use a default terminal, whichever you have there. You can use it, or you can install Git in your Mac operating system. How to install Git on Mac operating system? Link is already given from my side. And right now, I'm just showing you only one single way to connect to this particular machine, putty. And why I'm using putty? I've told you that there are hundreds of terminals we have in market, because putty is number one. Putty is number one tool in the market. So I want you to practice on putty, but it's up to you. If you know any other, you can practice also. So there are other ways also we have to connect to this particular machine. I have already given that particular links here, how you can connect by using Git, command prompt, PowerShell, browser. So even you can connect to that particular machine by using command prompt also, which we already have in our Windows machine by default. We have a PowerShell by default. I can connect by using browser also, so I don't need to download any terminal. But these options, but we are not much using it. Yeah, putty is number one. Number two is Git. So here is the link from my side. So for your self-learning, how you can connect to this particular machine by using Git also. And how to install Git on Windows, that particular link also I have given. So these are few links for your self-learning. So once I'll upload this PPT, please check these links. And I have already informed in previous session, in some of the PPTs, there are some links I have given it. Not in every PPT, in some of the PPTs. Always check those links. Those links will really help you to understand some more things also. Okay. Now moving forward, what we are going to discuss we are going to discuss about how we can create a PPK file by using our AWS account. Now, is it always mandatory to create a key while creating our machine? No, it's not mandatory. We can create our key before creation of our EC2 machine also. So scroll down. Here I have key pairs. Here I'm able to see the key pair whichever I have generated in my account. Total 23 keys I have generated. And these keys are completely free of cost. There is no charges to generate. You can create a number of keys. Not a single they charge you for this keys. So I'll search with 310. You can see the two keys we have generated. We are able to see. Here on the right hand side, we have an option to create key pair. Give the name. Linux 310-ppk. So this time I'm generating a ppk. And see here what it is mentioned for ppk, for use with putty. So ppk file is only used for putty, not for other terminals which we have it in market. All other terminals are supporting PEM files. So if you want to use other terminals, you have to use PEM file, not ppk file. This is the first reason I have told you why we are downloading the PEM file. Right now, putty is number one, but in future, if other terminal is number one, that give us better performance, then definitely our client says that switch to that one. So that one is not supporting ppk. So are we going to generate ppk file by using AWS account? No. At any cost, we are not generating ppk file by using our AWS account. We have an option, but still we are not generating. This is one reason I have told you. There are other reasons which are practically, we have to see it. Because in our upcoming sessions, you can't connect to your machine if you don't have a PEM file. I'm going with PEM, I'm not talking about any other terminal. I'm talking about only about putty right now also. Then also we need a PEM file. What are those reasons you will learn in upcoming session? Okay, now let's launch our EC2 machine. Click on launch instance. Let me give the name. Okay, I'll give the same name. I'm again going with Amazon Linux. T2.micro, keep here. Here is the key which we have generated. Scroll down. Can I use existing security group? Yeah, this time I can use because I already have a one which we have used for our Linux machine. I can use that. If you want to check the rules, we have a compare security group rules. Here I can check. Or here we can check our security groups. Under network and security, we have security groups. And security groups are also completely free of cost. You can create a number. I have 32 security groups. I can search also. So 2 we have created. We are able to see. And 8 GB of the storage. And click on launch this. And let me just verify. Yes, correct. Now, in previous example, to connect to our machine, we have select that machine and we have click on connect, and then we go to EC2 instance connect tab. Then we got the public IP. We don't need to go every time to go to connect. I can get the public IP from here also. So just select your machine. Down will get the public IP address. So copy the public IP, open putty, select our PPK. This is our PPK, not the above one, second one we have selected. Open, accept EC2-user. Default user is EC2-user. Here I'm able to connect to my Linux machine, the PPK file which we have generated by using our AWS account. And there is no option we can convert from PEM to PPK. There is no option. And if you search on internet, you will get it, but no, nothing is working. They are saying that you can do this, you can do this, convert it, but no option is working. I have tried it multiple times. So based on my personal experience, I'm telling you, don't waste your time on this thing. I've tried multiple things. There is no option we can convert PEM into PPK. Sorry, PPK to PEM. From PEM to PPK, we can done that. We have already seen it. But from PPK to PEM, we can't convert. So this particular option, which I have shown you how to create a PPK file by using our AWS account, this is just for your knowledge purpose. And one time you can do practice. In our upcoming sessions, whatever the EC2 machines we are going to create, or whenever we have to generate a new key, don't generate your key by using the PPK option. I have already informed you there are some reasons. One reason I have informed you, there are some more reasons we have it. We will discuss in our upcoming session. So this is how you can convert PPK file by using your AWS. Now, any question anyone have? please raise your hand. Anyone have any question? Yes, Aditya.
Sorry, again, I'm disturbing you.
No,
But this is not related to the topic.
Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. For asking a question, you need to say sorry, first of all, Aditya. That's why you're attending a live training. You can clear your doubts. Otherwise, you can buy my previous session recordings and you can watch it and you can learn it.
Right.
That is why
Right.
you're asking joining a live training so you can clear your doubts. So that's the main importance to join live training. So don't say sorry to ask your question. Okay. Now you can continue your question.
So yeah, this is not related to topic which you have just explained, but yes, I have that cloud practitioner's certificate. I have already done with the certification and all.
Okay.
Now, business requirement is for AWS stack. So
AWS, sorry to interrupt. Which one?
AWS stack.
AWS stack.
STACK. Yeah.
AWS
So
stack is not a certification. There is not a
no,
certification.
okay.
The AWS stack actually talking about a service called CloudFormation. In CloudFormation, the word is used stack. I
Okay.
might be not wrong. You're talking about the CloudFormation service?
Well, this was my question because I'm unable to understand what the exactly meaning of AWS stack. I did Google and
Stack
exactly
is
whatever
not
you are saying.
actually stack is actually not any service we have it. Is actually a CloudFormation service where we are creating a stack actually. To create resources
Okay.
in AWS, there are multiple ways we have it. The first way is
Okay.
graphical user interface. Okay. Second one is CLI. Third is PowerShell.
Okay.
And the fourth is CloudFormation.
Okay.
So there are to create CloudFormation, we have to create a stack. Means it's actually a system is creating a stack there. So might be talking about that one. I'm not sure about that. As per my knowledge, stack is only in CloudFormation. It is not used in any other service because I don't know all the AWS service. AWS have more than 200 services. Might be it is used in other service also. I'm not sure about.
Okay.
But yes, in
So basically, I
CloudFormation,
had word
stack
with my
word is
client.
getting you.
Yeah. So basically, I had word with my client, and he was saying that learning about the many services which are there in AWS. Okay, and when I did Google, on Google, I found that it was talking about cloud formation. Okay,
Okay.
so I
Now,
was unable
sorry
to
to
understand. That is why I asked.
okay. As per your client requirement, they are not specific to CloudFormation. As per your
Yeah,
search, you're talking about. So might be you're
right,
searching something else. He's saying learn as much as service you can do that. So he's
right.
talking about, and definitely every client is using the services whichever is part of Azure associate level training. Yes, clients can go with some other services also, which is part of other certifications also. But person needs to know EC2, IAM, S3, VPC, Route 53.
Okay.
These are the very basic service which every person, a person who's an associate level, architect associate, I'm specifying that. In that one, the person needs to know. You're talking
Okay.
about the as per your search, but as per your client wording,
Right.
he's want you to learn lot of services and definitely
Lot of
want you
services.
to,
Yeah.
he wants to learn these services, whichever I was talking about.
Okay, so I think I'm in the right class, right?
Correct. And even in this one
Okay.
also, we are going to learn about CloudFormation also.
Okay. Okay.
It's part of the training CloudFormation. Yes, we are going to learn it.
Okay. And if we talk about the certification, so after cloud practitioner, I think this is the next level of certification, right?
Yes, and first of all, cloud practitioner is not a mandatory certificate. It's an optional. Even if you haven't
Okay.
given directly, you can go to associate level certification also. But
Okay.
you have already done
All
it,
right.
that's okay. But you don't need to do that.
All right. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Thank
one
you.
more thing. Once you complete the means training and you have confidence that you have certificate, check with your client. Might be they have some coupons. Every client
Yeah,
has the
right.
coupons. They are providing the coupons, so you don't need to pay a single amount, or you will get 50% discount from their side. Check with them. AWS providing the
Right.
coupons to clients.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check with them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, Drew, you can unmute.
Okay, so I wanted to say that I know just like you explained how to create the user account on in this course, the solution architect is limited to creating it one after the other.
Sorry to
And
interrupt you. This is I have
yes,
just shown you how to create AWS account. It is not specific that I have only shown that for associate level. No, it's not like that. This is AWS account. You want to practice anything, you can practice it, which is part of architect associate level, which is part of other certifications also. You can practice. The only thing is, might be in that services, whichever you're going to practice, those are chargeable. But creation of account process is same, the one which I have shown you.
okay, what I mean is the user account on the instance itself. You
I have
said in this,
I have
okay.
shown you right now how to create an AWS account. How to create users in EC2 machine, we'll learn in upcoming sessions.
Okay, what I
Here,
mean is it possible to, because I know that this course is also limited in some ways. There are some things that you actually uh, explain better in DevOps. For those things, can you just let us know so that we don't think that this is the only way it is done? Even if it's limited, we know
No,
that.
DevOps things I'm not going to cover anything. For DevOps, a separate course is there. DevOps, we are not covering it.
Yes, I know. I mean that you could just give us a pointer that this course is covered deeply in DevOps. So we just know
Yeah,
that
that's what, like
if you
earlier, the
want to know.
person had asked the question, I have already answered it. That particular point I don't want to discuss at that time. I want to discuss it when we reach to the topic. So I want to give the better solution to you once we reach to the topic. But that person has asked the question, so I have already answered that particular to him. I
Okay.
already informed you guys that about Ansible, but I want to inform you once we reach to the topic, the PPT number 12 and 13, that time.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you
Okay. No
already have
problem.
that question in the mind, so I've already answered it. Okay.
Okay. All right. No
But yes,
problem. Thanks.
definitely, whatever the things are there, we'll inform you in upcoming sessions.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone have any more question? Okay. Look like no one has any questions. So with this, I'm going to end this session here. Next session, we have it on Monday. And on Monday, we are going to learn about how we can go with the Linux one, because to work on cloud platform, basic Linux is required, and that we will continue on the Monday session. And you have a few days for practice, because now we don't have a session on Friday and Saturday. So you have a few days for practice. So you guys can practice it. If you have any doubt, please email me. And make sure whenever you're going to email me, please mention your batch number. So I have shared my email ID in the chat box. You can please make a note down. Yes, Drew.
Okay. Do you have any ongoing DevOps section, or you have anyone coming up after this class, after this section?
Right now, I don't have. Yes, once we complete this batch, then I can plan it. And at same time, we can plan it so you guys can easily join it.
All right. I look forward to that. Thanks.
Sure. Thank you. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. Have a happy weekend. Thank you.